Oops, I forgot to change the title of the stream again. There it is. One sec. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. Okay. Okay, so what's going down? Right, I'm back on 3.2, and today I'm going to be testing various things in the game, but I might not get past testing this level, to be fair, because I'm testing the challenge mode in the level, which has been implemented, but we'll see if it's fit for purpose. So with the Phorid flies, at the moment, I've asked Matt to come up with a way to better display the areas that are infested with Phorid flies. I'm not sure how to do that yet, whether it should be a mini-map thing or whether there should be something really obvious in the area. Probably a mini-map thing to show you where to avoid. So that's probably what's going to happen on that front. However, for the moment, we're just going to have to be super careful that we don't just walk into a big patch of them. So I'm just going to start by testing the level. I'm on 3.2, and it's set with the challenge mode on, so and just on normal, so it shouldn't be too difficult. That said, I haven't played 3.2 in quite a while, so we'll see how we do, eh? This morning I fixed a couple of things with the level that were broken. So yeah, the Phorid flies, essentially what they should do is discourage the player from... Oh, that's interesting. That's something failing to path. My guess is that was one creature temporarily whilst something updated. Make sure that stuff's not actually in the final game. Oh, something to note as well is the leafcutter eggs have been updated. So this will be something you haven't seen before, but basically the leaf cutters don't have they don't operate the same as a lot of other ant species. They don't go into like the full cocoon thing. So this is more so you can see like they're kind of just growing in these shapes. So they don't like do the normal larva pupa thing that a lot of species do. And that's something we missed off the original stuff. But we're going back and we're getting it sorted. I can't remember how I used to do this. I probably built some workers to start with. I probably want to upgrade that because I think that's going to fill up pretty quick. And upgrade this actually. So the waste is being dealt with quicker. Careful I don't dig this out. Alright, bringing my forces home. combat's going to happen in the waste chamber as well, so everything's going to lose half its health. Ah, yeah, of course, you want to expand, right? It has been a while since I played a leafcutter level. But of course, you want to expand your workers, because that gives you more minims, much as anything else. It looks like he's going to die on the plant. Can't I actually remember if the poison effect can kill them or whether it can just take them down to 1 health. Anyway, I'm waiting for this to clear out the minute before I harvest it. So yeah, we're in the run up to the next release now, so I'm testing stuff. The movement code changes have affected stuff. Like before, the ants would spawn off the map, but now they can't, not at the minute at least. So I've just moved their spawn points slightly onto the map. I've got to keep an eye on them spawning, because I mean that looks fine to me. Okay, they're spawning slightly in the ground and then popping up. There's a function that I put in place to deal with that, but I haven't used it there clearly, so army ants spawning. Needs to use spawning point function. Okay, so there's the first change I need to make. If you notice, you watch them, they sort of begin in the ground and then sort of force themselves out the ground. Yeah. Right, with the army ants here, I need to get up here. I was speaking to Matt about the thin ramps this morning, and they're fine functionally. Oh, jumping spider. Yeah, we need to take on that jumping spider before it kills too many of us. I said that they're fine functionally, but that's fine. So we can do it. I say the game's only on normal mode at the minute, so I don't suspect this will be too hard. I'm not sure where the fireflies... I know the first area I set them to spawn was here. Yeah, you can see there's a few fireflies around there, so if I went over there I'd be attacked by fireflies. Can't remember where the second location I put them was. We need to get some mages soon. Oh. Yeah, get it dead. Get it dead quick. There we go. Oops. Right, as soon as I've got a couple of mages, I'm going to use them to... If we quite have enough food for it. There we go, got it. My food's fluctuating as my creatures are dying and respawning. That's still got quite a bit of food left in it. Yeah, but if I'm on normal mode, I can probably just completely avoid the areas that the fireflies are in. If I spot them. Oh, yeah, there's fireflies here now. Yeah. See, they're really hard to see. They're a bit easy to see when they're on the plants, but I've noticed that there seems to be some sort of bug with that, and not many of them are going to the plants. This guy looks bugged. Oh no, he's off. Okay, there's definitely bug going on there. Oh, I think I know what might have happened. Okay, so I need to check something. So in the with the army ants spawn, the army ants spawning, food's being spawned from together at the end of the row, but it might be spawning off the map. So I need to double check that. I can't really see any stuck ants. Oh, look how big the major cocoons get. I'm not sure what kind of mages I've got. I've got the taunt ones. I think they're slightly more powerful generically because of their heal. It just like gives them an edge. I'll snatch forward with your enormous pedipalps in a minute, mate. Right. Now, what I should be trying to do, I believe, is get stuff to level 3 so the Phorid flies can't damage them. At least the Medea and the Mages. Right, I'm going to get some more workers, partly just to increase my minim count. I think that'll be dealt with. There's a major on the way, so... yeah. Traffic jam. Movement code's working nicely. What Matt's going to do with this ramp, as much as it's fit for purpose, like you can walk up and down it without issue. It looks a bit weird, so I think he's going to make it visually a bit wider, but not actually change it that much. Otherwise, oh, but that's an issue. Okay, I'm going to jot that down just in case there's something that can be done about it. But avoidance code. On one size ramps, causing ants to walk at cliff edge. Just looked a bit daft with that one trying to get on and kept failing. I'm going to run out of food here soon. 1 second. For a couple of things to arrive today in the run up to Christmas. To do some Christmas shopping, as we all do. Right. Right. We need to go get some food from elsewhere. But I need to keep an eye on places that haven't got Phorid flies. Don't think that does. Guess we'll see. It would be incredibly painful to lose mages to Phorid flies. Workers, not so much. But I don't think this has been infested yet. No, there's no Phorid flies around here. Okay, cool. That's a good location to hit. I'm trying to get the mages to level 3. Then I can send them into Phorid fly infested areas. think this again is a one thick ramp. So there's a definite issue with... Okay. Let's mark this down. My guess is they will free themselves eventually just through some random movement, but I think... Oh, maybe not. That just looks like they utterly can't do it. One sec. Right. Well, we'll manage to get one to level 3 there, then we'll probably have to... I think every now and again something ends up in the wall. Alright, that's done with. Okay. I guess we can harvest this stuff anyway. I'm not sure when's the right time to take on Phorid flies. It's really hard to get enough things up to level 3. Right, there's an issue. The swarm frontier moved forwards and is meant to be spawning here, but it's clearly not. Don't know if the second spawn point's bugged or something. But let's... One of the defenders is there. Okay, so army ants not pushing forward. Not reacting to position 2. Right, let's see if when they get to position 3, whether they react to that. Pretty sure I killed the scout there. I don't think it is. I think both point 2 and 3 are failing. Oh, something spawned there. That looks like a scout pack. Okay, so it looks like the scout packs are still spawning. Okay, okay, so it looks to me like the leaf critters are actually working fine from the third point. I think this is attack point 2 failing. My guess is that's still off the map. I'm going to try hitting this Phorid fly point now. I'll just see what effect it has on my forces, because I haven't got level. Well, I've got one level 3. Maybe it just won't work. I should be entering the Phorid fly attack area now. Yeah, there you go. Don't know if they've actually laid any eggs though. Oh no, they have. These ones have definitely been hit with eggs. Yeah, there's quite a few. That's a lot. Okay, that's good. Okay, one sec. So, not announcing successful egg lays. I think it's because I'm using the same timer to lock out the arrival and the egg lay warning. These should have like black smoke coming from them. Oh, like this guy, yeah. I think he does. Okay, so hang on. Death sentence, black smoke needs to be more obvious. I think they are. I think they do have black smoke. Oh, it's hard to tell. Yeah, they do. It's just not that obvious. I mean, the real giveaway is their speed. Isn't? Oh no, there is a Phorid fly left. I think most of them have been got rid of now, though. But I have no idea whether that was worth it. So I just lost a lot of units trying to do that. That one's infested with Phorid flies. This one isn't, so... So that's our next area. Not sure what this is. I'm assuming it's something to do with the difficult to tell though. Clearly a movement code failure. I think I'll push for the win the next day. Oh. I think generally this test's gone fairly well. I mean, there's been one catastrophic issue. And the Phorid flies definitely make it harder, but not so much harder. I think on insane mode it's going to be a lot harder because you're basically blocked from certain resources at certain times. I think that's possibly impossible for them to pick up. Oh. It's not the big one, don't worry. I haven't noticed the big one moving. Maybe that's what that's about. Let me have a look. Well, I clearly shouldn't have attacked that. Okay, that's a situation of food ungatherable. It's interesting, that one. A believe this is being pushed around by the avoidance code, but he's heading towards this and isn't managing to get it. So let me just try raising it a tiny amount, see if that helps. Let me try moving it. Put it there. Let's see if someone's capable of gathering it. Okay, so it was whilst it was on the ramp. And the question is does that count for any food that goes on the ramp? Now we're asking the interesting questions. I wonder if I can tell where this is coming from. Oh, this might crash it. I've had it crash when I've tried to open the output log before. Just because there's so much stuff going through it. We'll see, I guess. But this test is quite revealing. Oh, we're in. Tried to find a tile out of the tile grid, see Liam. I reckon it's that middle group, you know. But this is getting unbearably slow now with all the stuff it's trying to do. Not sure I can bear trying to play this to the end. I mean, it's not really much point, apart from maybe to check the ending, but I'm gonna have to do that anyway once I've fixed most things anyway. Okay, we'll call this test stopped for now. Nav requests were coming through for unidentifiable locations. Interesting. A lot of what have been slowing that down there is constant path requests that were failing. Hundreds of them coming through. Also, debug messages are actually quite expensive. And you see how many of those there were. Okay. You're right, Daniel Sly. We have you with us. Right. I think there's a chance that this second group is just slightly off the nav mesh. Not nav mesh, the grid. Since we tied the maybe that is slightly off. Maybe that's just so close to the edge it's not quite making it. No, it looks like it's on, but that might actually be off. Move them slightly further in. I think it was only that one that was failing, really. So what we'll try and do is I will essentially create a cheat to jump myself to army ants spawning in the middle. We'll take it from there. Much as this was meant to be a test of the fireflies, it's also a big test of the new movement code. And a surface map. For the most part, it's working. There's just choice things that are broken. I'll tell you what, it's miserable weather today. Just dull and rainy. It's been like this for a few days. So I'm saving the map at the moment, which takes a while with these finished maps. They're not off. Big files. Right. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the level blueprint. Such as it is. So day tasks should have the army ant stuff in, surely? Doesn't look like it. Let's just have a search for army ants. Do you have any idea when you'll start the open beta? As soon as I've done this list of tasks, unfortunately today's tests have just extended the list. I've got a list of tasks on the screen next to me. It doesn't look too big, but some of them are quite big tasks. I want to get the beta going as soon as possible, so the moment I feel like the tasks are done enough for people to play, I will make a build and get the closed beta having a go. Unfortunately, I can't be specific because some of these tasks are going to take a while, and some of them will expand out into extra tasks. Like just testing this one level, I've now got a couple of pages of things that need fixing. Okay, so this is them advancing or retreating the frontier. Okay, so frontier lane local, or what's the value? Time advancing a time bonus. So not sure what AA time before attacking is. Don't think it's what I'm after though. Okay, coming back to the chat. Right, Project Zero. Good to have you with us. If you have that thing to do, will 3 updates come in time for the new level of the Hungry Spider? There's quite a few things that are going to come with the update. And they'll all hit at the same time. The new levels, the extra levels that are coming will roll out over the months, so they'll roll out a month in between each other. But the Hungry Spider level, well, the Christmas level, the free play updates, and the 3.x challenges and the achievements for the first tier should all come out at the same time. Glad to have you with us. See, it's been so long since we did this. That's not doing anything. The army amp flow situation. Time until sleep. Tick the actual time and objectives. advancing. I think it might be time advancing. I mean, does that get pushed into these? Into this... Not the spawn card. Frontier lane local. Here's the flow spawner. So that's what changes the lane. It's just so hard to test without... What is it that changes the time of day? I'm sure there's a way I can just increase the time of day. Day night. Yeah, I didn't think that would be used anymore. Be daytime tasks or nighttime tasks, something like that. Fade to time. I think Liam's using this fade to time rather than actually just updating a time. Which is unfortunate because it's gonna make it a lot harder to test. Alright, Pactane. At the moment we're just testing out challenge mode on 3.2 and I'm trying to remind myself how to run the tests, how to change the time of day. Oh yeah, okay. So there's a few things that I definitely need to do. Where's the flow spawner? Right. Where's the thing that actually spawns them? Okay, this looks like it. Spawn transform there, and then spawn transforms just used there. Okay, so what we actually need is rather than EOTU random reachable, we need EOTU random spawn point. Do we know what class is being spawned? Looks like something called creature to spawn. Radius is spawn radius. Origin is origin. Did that ever come up? Okay, it's taken a while to search. At least it's not people feet as a change. People feet? Yeah, failed to spawn flow creature. This is essentially what was causing the a lot of the issues. And I reckon it was just because it was slightly off the map. Like ever so slight. That should be fine. I moved it slightly back on, so that should be fine. Either way, that's one thing I can cross off. Is food spawning off the map? Now, this was a funny question. It shouldn't do, I don't think. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. I'll assume it's not. But that's one for Liam. Avoidance code with the size 1 ramps. Challenge mode, someone's foot. Challenge mode, your ants have set up in the middle of a theme park. Okay, what else did I have down? That's the same one again. Ants getting stuck trying to get up small ramps. Army ants not pushing forward. Okay, that's the one I think I've just fixed. But we'll have to test. Right, it's not announcing successful egg lays. Okay. So, and I only think I heard the fireflies get announced once. So let's have a quick look at narration. It's not that, it's where they get called, which I believe is just from the... That's not Lord Charmian's. It's just in the normal. Narration. No, it's not narration, it's just in the normal level code. There we go. Okay, so these are the announcements about the thing. Yeah, I think this needs to use a different lockout timer. I think it does on the other one. Phorid fly. Phorid fly attack lockout timer. Okay, but also these aren't ticked anywhere. Ah. One sec. That will be causing... Yeah, so... Okay. So, somewhere in tick timers in the level, I need to do this. That'll do. Right. What else we got? I said death sentence, black smoke, not obvious enough. Can these flies attack army ants? No. In fact, in this level, they only spawn in areas where the army ants don't go anyway. They only spawn in like the patches of food. But I think Phorid flies are actually, in nature, are specifically designed with targets in mind. Zerg your nest. What happens if you put army ant spawn points in the nest entrance? Picnic level would be fun. I've always thought a picnic level would be fun. I always thought it'd make a very good like summer special level. However, the amount of assets we'd have to make for that. Maybe we can just buy some assets off the Unreal store or something. So we didn't have to put significant effort into it. Problem is, I don't think we'd ever do one as like a core level, because other than the Formicarium levels, the levels kind of play out documentary style, and you don't normally have human interaction in the documentary style. You don't always not have it, but you just don't normally. Make it feel a bit out of place with the narrator and that. But it might make a fun extra level, but we'll see. So many things we could do. Right, so the death sentence black smoke, I think I would like to make it more obvious, but I'm not going to worry about it right this... Actually, I'll have a quick look, because it might be real easy to do. Oh, it should be called black smoke, won't it? Black. Black smoke. Black smoke on a black background. I remember having this trouble when I was setting it up. I'm sure there's a way of changing the background image, but I don't know it. Maybe I'll change the colour. Just change it for a second, just to something that's actually visible. Okay, so is there any way I can make that... Maybe change the initial size? Doesn't look quite right, does it? Maybe it's fine when it's black, though. Either way, that should have made it bigger, I think. So... Maybe I should make it more charcoal as well, rather than completely black. Maybe that'd be more visible. I don't really know, that's the thing. I guess we've made some changes to it, we'll see. 3D scan your own boots. Even if you had nest built up beforehand, placing an attacker spawn next to the player's base will be unfair in the devs views. Yeah. I mean, there's some points in the game, such as 2-1, there is like a spawn point fairly close to your nest that the night attacks spawn from. I mean, it's not an army ant spawn point, but yeah, you don't want to. You want to give the player time to react. Most ants are territorial and would rather fight to the death than move, as shown in the storyline of the Rising Tide. So you can't willingly give up their space. Usually, though, they don't actually go into each other's nest and kill each other's queens. I mean, there are situations where they do. Usually, though, that's when they're taking over the nest. But yeah, a lot of ants are territorial. Some cooperate, most don't. Okay, so I've made some changes to it. We'll see if it works. Big whip spider not moving. Okay, this is an important one. Let's have a look. The big whip spider's got its patrol route. There it is. Oh no, this This actually might be to do with the difficulty setting. I think on easier difficulties, the big whip spider doesn't move till the third day or something like that. I will check though, just in case. Spiderling patrols all over the place. Like monstrous whip spider. Right, so it registers it onto a different swarm point. But hang on, when does this happen? Okay, so boss whip spider first patrol. First east patrol night. Okay. I think this is it. I think this is the difficulty modifier. Okay, so on normal difficulty, the sum is 5 minus. This decides what night it happens on. 5 minus diff times 2 Okay, so difficulty times 2. Difficulty as int. So I'm on normal. Difficulty as int is 0. So 5 minus 0 times 2 is 0. So the first night it'll come out is night 5? Okay, and on hard, difficulty times 2 will be 2. So 5 minus 2. So the first night it'll come out is on night 3. Okay, so basically the big whip spider won't be out for ages on and Canada's great. Great for learning about their the ants and their various behaviours in different situations. He did a whole fire ant. Well, he's got the what's he call them? Fire Nation. He did the whole flooding to see what would happen. I suspected they were fine. And then on insane, difficulty times 2 will be 4. So it'll be out on the second night. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. I have to remember I'm playing on normal mode. So let's cross that off. Big whip spider not moving is not an issue. Is it? Food ungatherable on a ramp. This is not one for me, really. And it's not one that I would call game breaking. Okay, either way I've wrote it down on the tasks that need doing. Okay, I'm going to get myself another coffee whilst this level saves. Then we'll be back to test it out again. Hopefully some of these changes will have paid off, particularly the lane spawning issue I was having. Moving. Moving. Right. Let's keep an eye out if things wrong as we begin again. One second, people. I'll be with you in a second. Right. Maybe in this, the aim should be to. I don't know. The plan was to make it make sense for the player to upgrade their Medeas, so they can fight off the Phorid flies, Medeas and Mages. However, I don't know if that's actually worked out. So what I'll do in this one is I'll work on upgrading my Medeas first and foremost. Before I even bother building any more. See if that allows me to harvest. Question is, have I made this black smoke bigger as well? I might have done. I thought that was a different one though. Now we'll see. I believe the Medea actually do get, as you upgrade them, they do get the ability to carry more leaves. I don't think it's a huge amount more, but I believe they do. It's time to build some more workers, I think. Okay, so I'm particularly interested when the army ants hit the second point. My way around, just to keep those piles in a single row form, along walls or corners, space to walk by. I wonder how much upgrading the Medea nerfs your gathering capability. Oh, there's some issues there. Okay. So what's this? Dismounting from I'm wondering whether it's again using a position on the floor that it shouldn't be. Okay, here we are. Okay, that looked promising. Yeah, we're working now. What I would do is move this leaf slightly further up to cover up more of the spawns. Plus side, my deer should be fairly good fighters if I've upgraded them. Okay, so I'm getting something about no path coming up. And there's that thing started. Tile X is 3, tile Y is -1. Oh, it's possible that that's coming from spawns coming from the other side. And maybe some of those are too close to the edge. Okay, so middle lane, again, this plant needs to cover this area better because they're disappearing so obviously here. Is the slope a bit different? Which slope, sorry? You mean the nest entrance? Yeah, the nest entrance has changed. That points in different directions now. So that's what you're talking about. Do you mean the ramps? Yeah, they're different as well. They've been redone to be part of the tile grid now, so they actually snap into place in the tile grid. I don't like the really thin ramps. I think they need a bit more visual work because they look too thin to me. Also, I have noticed some movement issues around the really thin ones. I'm not harvesting anything, am I? Nope. Oh, God. Well, I'm not going to win. I actually think that white text was from creatures spawning from the other sides. I see what was going on there. This filled up, causing a bottleneck. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that tile. Yeah, there's a definite daft moment when they come off now, and they seem to pull a wheelie, so they come off and they walk on their back legs for a minute. I think I know what that is. So it's particularly the big ones. When it comes off the plant. I get to see it there. Yeah, we've got some food coming in now. Right, so I'll be able to get that one to level... Yeah, I should be able to get quite a few of these to level 3 now. Then I might brave one of the Phorid fly infested areas. It's interesting not building mages. I think in the end I'll have to build mages, but... I'm trying to figure out what was going on there, but it was walking up that stem and I had my mouse over it, so the stem was invisible. Way, dude, no hands. I think you know what it is. I think it's literally just because it's being given a point to move towards that is under the ground, like slightly just by the height of their collision, and because the new movement code doesn't deal with that like the old one. Right, Rehas. Let's have you with us. Or Rejas. depending on how you pronounce that from where you're from. I think we're done up here. I think we've harvested the lot. So we'll do this one next because it's going to be time to build some mages soon, I think. Oh, I forgot about that. And we stuck there forever now. Possibly. It might just be that this ramp needs repositioning. Oh, I don't know. No, it does look like the ramp is technically working. But I'm wondering whether there's some sort of shortcut code which is meant to put the corner that's not kicking in that situation. And my guess here is that this is when enemies start to spawn. Yeah, so for example, one spawn there. What's that? Oh, it's there. Leaf hopper. See, there's the pile of food. You're not meant to see. So I need to sort that one out. Ooh. Let's get a major to here so I can expand this. I think it's here. Or maybe it's here. Fireflies have started spawning down here. So hang on, we should be able to see the one that's been injected with the egg. It's already underground. There it is. Okay, that smoke's definitely very visible, but I think it's too bright now. Oh god, I didn't realise how close they were. Go on, let's push them back. Yeah, they're too bright now, those things. Kill them. Oh yeah, there's loads of leaves over here. Oh dear, I'm out of food. What's happened? Oh no, they're just about to bring in a huge influx of leaves. That's what's happened. I'm a game show host with that name. I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, they freed themselves eventually. Right, should we see if we can deal with the? Oh, look there, another issue on the rampage. Looks like there's a few of them. I think they already have been. Right, so the Phorid flies during this attack should slowly be got rid of. Okay, they managed to lay in that, but that's not level 3 one. If they try and lay in a level 3 one, it'll defend itself. God, let's see what that. It's like that thing that dogs do where they scrape their arse on the floor. It wound up being in the middle of Harvestman. Spawning loads of them. I think the fireflies have been most. No, they are there. There's a couple still in the air. It's so hard to see though. Oh, I forgot it's the rove beetle that's causing them to run away. 'Cause it has the flea mechanic. I feel like I'm investing a lot of time into taking this area. Oh, some more OG tile lookup failures. I think it might be here though. I think it's this thing. Oh, looks like we got a crash. In wall collision response. Okay, give me a moment. Gotta send this to Liam. This is part of the new movement code stuff. Right. One second. Just fetching some information for Liam based on this crash. Right. Okay, so on that bombshell, lovely crash, I think I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to try and figure this crash out. We're almost at the 2 hour mark now anyway. The Phorid flies have been going alright. It's more been movement code issues that have been coming up. Or issues with the levels interacting with the current movement code. So what you see at the moment is a crash. It crashed at this point. Right, so I'm going to leave it there and go sort this crash out, amongst other things. I actually think this might be that. See it in the very top of my mini map. There's the whip spider, and that we did notice that was doing weird things. So I think we'll be. I think there's a reasonable chance it might just be that. It's like somehow it's managed to spawn on the very edge of a tile and ended up not actually being on top of a tile. Although it'd be worth us putting some crash protection in for it anyway. So I'd rather a creature just got stuck rather than crash the whole game. Will there be a testing branch for the next update? Yes, there will be. I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible. I'm literally just working my way through a list now. Unfortunately, today's testing has caused the list to get quite a bit bigger. Although I've been ticking them off as we've been going, so it's not been so bad. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to go figure this crash out. And I will see you next week for a very festive stream, I reckon. And do look out for messages about the update. I want to start producing patch notes and stuff soon. As soon as I've got this list done, we'll be ready to get it out for testing. Yeah, we've got to fix. There's quite a lot of bugs in it at the minute. Haha. They do need to be fixed before we do push the update. Yeah, thanks very much. We'll see you next week. I look forward to. Hopefully by then, everything will be ironed out. You can be giving me feedback. Right. See you next time. Ta-ra.